Welcome to this Partners in Energy recording on Xcel Energy's energy efficiency programs for Colorado communities. My name is Bob McCauley. I'm Trade Relations Manager for our Commercial Industrial Energy Efficiency programs. Today we're going to drill down and talk in detail about some of our commercial industrial energy efficiency programs. Basically, when you hear us refer to our programs, we will use three different buckets that we put them in. There are studies and audit-based incentives, there are prescriptive rebate programs, and there are custom rebate programs. Notice 2 out of the 3 do require pre-approval before you're able to qualify for the incentive. And I'm going to talk about that in more detail on each program. First off, we have the studies and audits. These are a great way to start if you're unsure what your first step should be to pursue an energy efficiency project. Now notice it does say pre-approval is required. The pre-approval is typically a 1, maybe 2-day turnaround. Basically, we want to know a little bit more about you, our customer, verify you qualify as an electric and/or gas customer, and then who it is you'll be using for the audit if it's not one of the companies we already require you to use. You see some of the programs on the right side: energy analysis, refrigeration efficiency, recommissioning, building tune-up, which is really recommissioning for buildings smaller than 50,000 square feet, small business lighting, which I'm going to talk about in a little more detail, multifamily, and compressed air. Now, some of these require the customer to pay a small portion of the cost of the study, and some of them Xcel Energy actually pays for the entire amount of the study. The good news is either one, once the recommendations come in, you are free to use whoever you want to for any of those energy efficiency options. Plus, you still qualify for prescriptive or custom rebates, even with us subsidizing the cost of the study. Prescriptive programs are a one-size-fits-all that we've already done the energy savings calculations. It's as simple as you buying the product, you buying the equipment, you installing it, sending in the paperwork within 12 months from the invoice date, and we will then honor the rebate that was in place at that time. There is no pre-approval required. So again, it's just as simple as filling out the application, supplying us with the proper paperwork, and we will send you the rebate check directly. Prescriptive rebates do cap out at 60% of project cost. Project cost is equipment and labor together. So we want to make sure on your invoice you are supplying us with both that information. Typical programs we see a lot of interest in are cooling, heating, motors and drives, commercial refrigeration, and small business lighting. Now, in particular, the small business lighting program is a great example of one that overlaps both studies and audits and prescriptive components. We actually will do a free, no obligation lighting assessment for your building. Now, it's called small business lighting because it's typically for customers that have a peak demand of 400 kW or less in a month, but we do have some flexibility there. So if you're uncertain as to what your demand is, you can call us at that 877 number you see on there. We'll look you up in the system and verify whether you would qualify for this study and audit or not. You also see the email address, xlsbl@clearresult.com. ClearResult is the company we've hired to actually do the upfront energy audit for lighting in your building. After they conduct the free lighting assessment, they will review it with you, what your options are, how it ties into our rebates, what the payback periods are, and how to budget if you want to over a 1, 3, 5-year time frame to be able to work this in to your operating budgets. The good news, you are free to use whoever you want to on any of the recommendations that ClearResult recommends to you from the lighting audit. If you do not already have a contractor you're working with, we have a list of pre-qualified contractors that we can recommend you contact to get a bid or proposal on those recommendations. And the final bucket was custom programs. Custom is kind of that catch-all. If it didn't fit under prescriptive and it didn't fit under a study or audit, but there are energy savings there, we want to know about it. However, because we can't really come up with a one-size-fits-all approach, we need to analyze the project prior to any equipment being purchased or installed. Typical turnaround time is about 5 to 10 business days. Our engineers will analyze your project. We will come up with the energy savings and also the rebate amount that we will honor if you move ahead with that project. There's no cost, no obligation for us to do this analysis. In some cases, the project may not get pre-approved, and we'll explain why in the pre-approval letter. But in the majority of the cases they do. You then have 24 months, 2 years from the date of that pre-approval letter to implement the project, install the equipment, get us the paperwork back, and again, we will honor that rebate that was in place at that time. When you see some of the custom efficiency projects listed in the gray box, you can tell that a lot of them are building envelope type, windows, insulation, geothermal, roofing, window tinting, also energy management systems. By their nature, there's so many variables that we would never be able to come up with a one-size-fits-all rebate. And if we did, it would be so minimal that it really wouldn't be much of an incentive. So we would rather analyze each and every one of these types of projects and come up with the true energy savings and the rebate amount that you can then count on getting once you implement the project. As far as contact info for further information, besides myself, and you see my contact info down below there, we have a Business Solutions Center, which is a group of about 15 reps based here in Denver and also in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. And their role is to be the liaison with you, our customer, and whoever you want to work with on your energy efficiency project. You see their 800 number. They're there Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you are a larger customer, the BSC will be able to identify you as such in our system, and you may have an account manager with us. And if so, they will let you know who that account manager is and bring them in the loop also so that they can help be that liaison with whoever you're working with. And all our roles really are to make this process as quick and easy as possible for getting the information we need in, get you qualified for your rebate, and get that check cut to you in a timely fashion. So thank you for your interest in ways you and your community can save money and energy through the Xcel Energy rebate programs. We look forward to working with you.